Je LinkedIn pun inspirativnog bullshita ili nije? Je, ali ajmo ipak objaviti LinkedIn status o tome. Dobrodošli u Netokracija podcast, ja sam IVB, a u ovoj epizodi Netokracija podcast imamo nešto malo drugačije, razgovor sa konferencije All Web o tome je li LinkedIn influence bullshit. Što najbolje, pričao sam sa dvoje LinkedIn influencera, pa uživajte u tome. A nakon tog razgovora pričamo o vašoj drugoj najdražoj temi, wannabe feminizmu u Srbiji. Uživajte.
Some of you might have heard the topic, and that's LinkedIn. So I do call up my esteemed colleagues, speakers, and LinkedIn experts, Laura and Jay. A big applause for them and welcome them back to the stage. Hello, hello. So you messed up my questions and answered some of them, but it's fine.
Is this a goodie bag for me?
Yes. So a bit of background for the both of you. I actually didn't start up as an influencer on LinkedIn. I actually started up on Twitter before Elon happened. And I grew my audience to 30,000 followers, which is fine. But again, Elon happened. I quit that social network a bit. Instagram is crap, as we know. And then I ended up on LinkedIn. Now, a lot of people that I meet these days, especially from the business world, unfortunately say that LinkedIn has become bullshit because of all the inspirational content and so on. So as LinkedIn influencers, what do you have to say for yourselves?
Why are they on LinkedIn otherwise? I'm just kidding. No, seriously though, I feel like the question is always, what type of content do you like to explore? What kind of content do you like to listen to, read? And everyone's going to give you a different answer. If I asked anyone in this room today, some might say they enjoy reading text-only posts more than images, right? More than seeing images. Some might say I only enjoy images. I hate videos. Some might say, especially the Gen Zs of the world, we love videos. We hate text-only, right? It's a different answer for everyone. But because you said CEOs, right? We know they love a lot of company stuff, a lot of white papers. But that stuff isn't really interesting to a broader audience. That stuff is only interesting to a super niche audience. So because you framed the question that way, LinkedIn influencers, everyone is an influencer. Everyone literally is an influencer. If you can be in a room with just 5 people and change their minds about something, you're influencing them into action. You are an influencer. You don't need to have 100,000 people following to call yourself an influencer. I feel like every single person in their life is influencing somebody in some sort of, way, form, or fashion. Now, regarding CEOs, everyone hates the new LinkedIn, and I see it all the time until they actually pay for a consultation, which is pretty expensive, by the way, and they work with me, and we change their mindset because they fail to realize that no one cares about your company stuff, man. People care about you as a CEO, quite literally. If all you're really telling me is, oh, here's a white paper, what do I hear as a customer? Oh, you're selling to me. If all you're sharing is just results and testimonials and case studies, you're selling to me. But today, we hate being sold to. We're tired of it. If we wanted ads, we just watch TV, right? We're on social media to connect with people. And LinkedIn is a business networking platform. So if I want to network with you, if I want to meet you and learn more about you, I don't need you to sell to me, which is the wrong approach that a lot of people are taking. So to them, if they feel like the old way is still the good way, they should pay attention because things have changed. I used to say 10 years ago, recruiters would always send you the same message. Hey, we received your CV. Unfortunately, blah, 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 blah. We can't accept your application because you used to apply to jobs. Today, all you really have to do is post content on LinkedIn and recruiters reach out to you. And they're like, hey, we saw your LinkedIn content. Can we schedule a call? That's the way things work now. So if people don't want to accept the new reality, they shouldn't be on LinkedIn anyhow.
Okay, let me challenge that for a bit before going to Laura. That sounds great as a sales pitch to business. No, it is how it is. I'll tell you why. The thing that I completely agree with you. So we don't like, or not we don't like, but boring content, content that sells and so on doesn't work. People don't want to consume it. Fair enough. But my actual point and the things that people are saying is more that the things that are working well is the inspirational stuff, the stuff that you both are creating. It's well written, it's practical, stories, etc.
Can I interrupt you for a second? Because you asked something and it triggers me. You said,
Okay,
it's working. What does it's working mean?
it has reach. It appears in my feed.
What does that have to do with business? If you're a CEO, why do you care about reach? Shouldn't you care about your bottom line?
Yes, but I'm not talking about this from the CEO's. I'm not talking about the CEO's point of view. I'm talking about people that want to use LinkedIn as a social network, consume content. They are reached by content that they just don't like. They don't want to see the inspirational content. And then they say, oh, there's so much of this stuff that is what on Instagram would be called Fakestagram, right?
Yeah.
That is not real. That's not authentic. They don't see it like that.
But that's exactly my question. You ask it like, what's working? How do we define what's working? Is it impressions and likes? That doesn't pay the bills.
Yes.
Is it money in the bank? Is it comments, reposts? If you ask 10 people, they're going to give you 10 different answers. So my goal is not the same as yours. Everyone's going to have different goals on social media. I have a ton of clients who exited their companies. They're not looking to sell anything. They're just literally looking to grow their following. So for them, that type of inspirational content might work. And they might say, it's working for me. But a lot of other people, they just want money in the bank. They couldn't care less about followers, likes, and comments. For them,
Third group, though.
there's 50 different groups, man. There's 50 different groups. And every single one of them is going to have a different purpose and different goals. So that's why I asked the question, what's working? Those words, what does it even mean? Because it means something different for everyone.
Again, I'm not asking from the creator's point of view or the person that wants to achieve results with the post. I'm talking about the audience where a certain number, I personally believe that the LinkedIn algorithm is broken because a big part of the audience is seeing posts they don't want to see and it's triggering them quite a bit. For the creators, it's working. For the for a part of the audience, the CEO sees an inspirational post, it's working, they're reacting, they're liking, and so on. But a large part of the audience, they see LinkedIn becoming a network that's not serving good content to them. So not from the creator's point of view, from the audience point of view.
Ivan, I feel like you're not hearing me. No, seriously, the words what's working, it has nothing to do with any of the groups you mentioned specifically.
Okay.
It has to do with everyone in the world because everyone's going to have a different answer. So what you're saying may be specific use cases. That's not the general conversation that we're trying to have here. The words what's working, the answer is going to be different for everyone. So if a CEO is complaining about something, they should just unfollow more people and follow the right kind of people. If they hate the way their feed looks like, they should optimize their feed. If they hate the way certain things are done, do it differently, do it better.
Okay. What do you think, Laura? Well, as far as people basically saying that they see posts from people that are influential content creators or maybe have been coached by one of you to create really good content, but it's not the content they want to be served. Is it a matter of the LinkedIn feed not... It's like I always compare it to YouTube. YouTube really knows what I want to see. It doesn't show me Logan Paul. But I see some people that I'd say that create effective LinkedIn content that reaches a lot of people that obviously when I look at it has a lot of likes, reactions, it's popular, but it's not for me. Why is LinkedIn serving me that? Or is it my problem? Is it LinkedIn's problem?
Because you're not unfollowing them. If Jasmin and I see content that we don't like, we hit unfollow, we block them, and then we move on.
Okay.
We are on the platform, I don't know, 5-10 hours a day, or so, maybe more. And we had that problem at the start. But then why are we complaining about something that we can't actually control, which is unfollow, delete, mute, and move on? One of the biggest things I learned from my LinkedIn and improved my experience was I actually, for those that don't know, I deleted my first LinkedIn account because I thought it was cringe. I thought it was full of shit and I hated it. So after, when I restarted my LinkedIn account the second year, I made a conscious effort to consume consciously and follow people that were actually going to provide me with actual data, whatever I was interested in. If I see one infographic or like those things that probably annoy you, I'll unfollow it and I'll never see it again. It's more about how we consciously agree to unfollow whatever takes energy from us. This conversation is like, oh, LinkedIn is this and LinkedIn is that. No, you're making LinkedIn like that. The YouTube algorithm is trained by you as well. You can train the LinkedIn algorithms to serve you the exact same things. You just have to do a little bit different. The YouTube algorithm has like years on the LinkedIn algorithm, so obviously it's more fast with it. But LinkedIn is getting that. You just have to take the time, and if you want to make the platform work for you, it will work for you. You just have to be patient.
Interesting. That's an interesting point of view, especially because then I look at LinkedIn like I do Twitter now, especially with Twitter serving me with the new algorithm stuff I don't want. That's why I tried it with Twitter. With Twitter, I tried actively unfollowing, doing lists, a ton of stuff to optimize my feed. And it seems so, it took so much energy from me that in the end I said, enough Twitter.
So why does it take so much energy from you?
Because like, for example, for YouTube, which I compare, it just works better. And then when I compare it with LinkedIn, like I'd say that most people, I don't know if you agree with this, but I'd say that most people do not want to put in the energy to unfollow, block or something, or they don't think that that should be something that they should be doing. They just open their feed and that's it. They won't optimize actively. Or do you disagree and people do that or should do that? Or
LinkedIn is a networking platform. It's not just a social media. So on following feeds, you're like, if you don't like a party, you would leave it. If you don't like your friend group, you would actually just be like, see ya. If you're at a networking event and you like it, you'll stay. It's the same on LinkedIn. Like unfollowing someone is okay. But it won't work like the YouTube algorithm that's serving you videos that are like perfectly for you. Because one, LinkedIn doesn't have that much supply to even provide you with that yet. Like there's over 1 billion users now and only 1% of them are posting. There's like an over-demand and under-supply of content, and hence why you're probably not being served the way YouTube and maybe Twitter do. So I would ask you to maybe stop comparing each platform to how they all work, because they all have a different purpose. And I would challenge you to start posting content that is so relevant for you, that is actually making the impact you want to see, and then maybe influence other people to start creating the type of value that you're seeking.
Okay. Interesting. Do you think, a question for both of you, do you think that this feedback that I've seen both posted and so on is because people see LinkedIn as you said, a networking platform where they expect maybe more, again, professional content from their network. So when some of these posts come up because of the discovery algorithm, they don't expect it. Why is that? Was it so jarring for them? What do you think?
I think we're overlooking one thing, and it's the user experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
LinkedIn doesn't have what YouTube has in terms of learning capabilities. But what I mean by that is a click.
Mm-hmm.
On YouTube, if you want to train the algorithm, you just watch a video. On LinkedIn, you're scrolling and you're reading. But if you never click anywhere, if you never tell the algorithm, this ain't for me, the algorithm is not going to know how to optimize it for you. Like you said, you feel like your YouTube algorithm is perfect for you. It serves you content. But how does it know what to serve you? Because you click on videos and you watch videos. But on LinkedIn, if you never click anywhere, you're literally just scrolling the feed and complaining. How can the algorithm learn from you? The algorithm needs to learn from you and your behavior. Like Laura said, it is okay to unfollow people. It is okay to click on those little 3 dots in the corner and say, I'm not interested in this. Instagram has the same thing. If you click on not interested, don't show me this enough times, come back 5 days later, or just 5 hours later, you're going to have a totally different feed. Same needs to happen on LinkedIn, except that we're consciously not making that effort just because we feel like, oh, LinkedIn is supposed to be like that in the first place because it's a professional platform. No, your algorithm is different from my algorithm. You need to train yours, I need to train mine.
Okay, so a misunderstanding would be to be active, to actively, again, work on your...
Actively train your algorithm. Yep. And I feel like, again, the way the user experience works on LinkedIn is just we're just swiping and we're never actually clicking anywhere. Because we're not clicking anywhere, that's different from all these other platforms. You see? Because on LinkedIn, a view, it means, oh, I read this. I want to read it again. Unless you like it, which means approval, But if you don't click anything, how will the algorithm know whether you actually loved it or not? It's just going to try to show you something similar. But contrary, right? On the contrary side, if you hit on those little 3 dots, click unfollow this person or don't show me content like this anymore, that it knows. One of my biggest tips to my audience and my clients is always unfollow more people, which is counterintuitive on a networking platform. But you have to do it, because otherwise, how will the main feed look like for you? It's always going to be boring. You're always going to complain unless you keep unfollowing and keep optimizing. That is how you do it. I'm someone on LinkedIn who's known for his commenting matrix and my commenting strategies. LinkedIn actually featured it for the 1 billion users, by the way. Big thing. Thank you. No, but here's the thing. When I tell people comment more and comment better, comment more strategically, one of the biggest complaints I get, dude, I can't spend all day on LinkedIn commenting. But what they're actually saying is, I'm wasting a whole lot of time scrolling through my feed trying to find posts to comment on in the first place. So you're not commenting, you're actually scrolling and searching. That is a sign that you need to unfollow more people. The definition of an optimized feed for me is, out of every 10 posts that I see in the feed, I need to be able to comment on at least 8 or 9. At least. That allows me to comment much faster. That makes the LinkedIn experience a lot more enjoyable. And it feels like LinkedIn is serving me the right content. But it can't happen. It won't happen. It will never happen unless you instruct the algorithm. Hit those little 3 dots in the corner, click on follow, and do it every day. I unfollow people every day. And my LinkedIn feed is almost perfect because I'm like a madman when it comes to commenting. I leave literally minimum 200 every single day. And I run my business. But how can I leave 200 comments within 1 hour? Because everything is optimized. Everything I see, I can comment on it. But for you, it may be a different scenario because you don't see the content where you feel like this is for me. I can comment on this. Therefore, you need to optimize. Again, train your algorithm and keep optimizing. That is the only way to do it.
That's very good advice, actually. I like that we have something actionable for those that don't like their own LinkedIn feeds. So that was a misconception that we now got through.
So we're on the same page?
What do you think are some other misconceptions about not LinkedIn influencers, but like LinkedIn content creation and so on? Some other things that you think people should understand?
Oh, selfies. That you need to post selfies.
Oh, okay.
No, seriously. Damn it. You need to post insert word, right? Right now, video is blowing up on LinkedIn and everyone is telling you, you need to post videos. No, you don't. What's your goal on LinkedIn? To build a brand, to make money. You don't need to post videos to make money. You can build it just sending, 100 messages a day. Easy. If you don't feel comfortable on video, if you don't have the money for it, but by the way, it costs a lot of money to produce really good videos, you don't need to do it. So if anyone is telling you, you need to do this, just pay attention to what your actual goals are and forget about everything else. Same goes for selfies, right? You see it a lot in the feed, maybe, right? That's a sign that your feed is not optimized if you hate it.
I don't.
Code word.
What's that saying, like?
If you hate it, right? But then again, I feel like we compare ourselves too much to other people on social media just because other people have different goals than you, right? If someone shares a lot of selfies, it doesn't mean you have to too. If someone writes only text-only posts, it doesn't mean you have to too. Or again, if someone only does video, only does carousels, only does infographics, you don't need to as well. So that little piece of advice, you need to do this or you need to post X type of content. It always depends on the person. It always depends on your goal, your strategy, the magical word. Yeah. You don't need to do basically anything. Just do what moves the needle for you. And if that's getting more followers, do the things that get you more followers. If that's getting more clients, do the things that give you more clients. Everything else is just noise. Ignore it. Honestly.
Laura, besides selfies,
What
do you think?
Of advice for LinkedIn?
Yes, there's some misconception or people that just don't understand.
That you need to join an engagement pod in order to grow on LinkedIn. We get so many clients coming to us that had joined engagement pods that they paid for.
By the way, Laura, I feel like we need to define
Just means that what are engagement pods?
If you guys don't know what an engagement pod is, basically where you pay to enter into a group of people who are on LinkedIn and you basically exchange likes. And so you can go from 0
For like basic.
so basically like Instagram before, follow for follow. And you can go from 0 to 1,000 likes in one day by having no extra effort. However, the amount of times Jasmin and I have had to fix this issue with our clients that come to us because they left the engagement part and they went from thousands of likes to 0. Because when the pod isn't there and it's not being paid for, there's no one there.
Everything was fake.
It's a fake positive for people that they're getting better at writing content when in reality they're just paying for better content, which is a waste of time and a waste of money. Because only if you keep paying for it, you'll get those engagement. But ultimately, those people that are liking the content, they don't become clients.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, some people just don't care. They're going to keep paying for it. Honestly, especially people with money, they're like, I don't need to build a community. I don't care about commenting. I don't care if people like me. I just want to look like a fancy person on LinkedIn with hundreds of thousands. Like, honestly, I've had those conversations with people. Like, I've tried to tell them off. Like, don't do it. Please don't do it. It's going to ruin your reputation. To a lot of them, all they see is the number of followers on a LinkedIn profile. And the reality is, honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of understand why they're doing it, because people are fickle in general. People are forgetful, right? This year, it may be a critical conversation. Everyone's going to point a finger at you. You're doing it wrong. You're faking it. You're fake. You have fake views. You have fake likes. You have followers. But next year, at least 90% of those people are not going to be on LinkedIn at all. Remember what we said about stats? Only 1% are actually posting content. A lot of people quit LinkedIn. They just start. They feel like it's not for them. They're not growing too fast and they quit. So for a lot of those people, and I see it with my own eyes and I hate it, right? Because last year, they had zero trust. Literally, because they were just faking it. They tried to sell stuff, didn't work. This year, they kept the followers. Maybe they gained like 400,000 followers in a year, right? 300,000 of those have left. But all the new users who have now joined the platform, what do they see? They don't know what's happened. They don't know. All they see is the 400K number. So for those new users, like, oh, this is a person I should trust. And now they can sell to them. For a lot of them, they play a long-term game, which is at least 2 to 3 years, so that everyone who used to criticize them, everyone who used to see them cheating, they're no longer here. So like 2 to 3 years later, it's like, I hate you. I hate everything you stand for. But everyone who's buying from them, people don't know. Like, they just don't know. They're not aware that this is what's happened over the last 2 to 3 years. So for a lot of those people who are like, I got money to blow, I got money to burn, let me just keep paying for this, let me keep building it. They understand that 2 to 3 years down the line, no one's going to remember, no one's going to care. And this is sad.
Of LinkedIn, but now we know.
The true villains of LinkedIn are actually the people who are cheating the system. I'll just summarize it as that. People are cheating the system in a lot of ways. A lot of them have actually turned it into a business. You can actually subscribe, pay, I don't know.
200.
We know the people who are selling it, right?
250, 500.
$200 a month?
Yeah. To join their engagement plan? Yeah. Did you not know?
They're actually charging that.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 50.
No. Oh, really?
Well, no wonder they're doing it. They're making a lot of money doing it. Because they typically got thousands of people in here. So sorry, guys. I did not know this was the price. I genuinely did not know.
Maybe practical piece of advice for the audience of the podcast, which is mostly Croatian, and the audience here, Albanian. What do you think about, very practical advice, what do you think about posting, or should people post in 2 languages, right? So for people from this region, it's they have their local audience and they have their international audience.
No. I don't know.
I have a rule for this. If you have even 1% of impact outside of your country, or if you have hopes, even 1%, that you want to work with international clients, stop posting in your native language, posting English, always. Even just 1%. If you feel like, oh, I could work with someone from the United States, that's it. That's reason enough. Stop posting in your native language. You are in too small of a bubble to grow. It will never grow. Post in English, much better for you.
What do you say then to people in my situation where I need to post local content, locally? I don't need to. because I have a media outlet in Croatian, should I stop posting on LinkedIn about it at all if I want to post in English and have an impact?
What's your business goal right now? Where does the money go for? No, where does the money come?
Both sides for different markets.
Where's the bigger money, the bigger chunk of the money come from?
Local, definitely now.
There you go. Focus on that. Easy.
But it's a choice. It's definitely...
It is a choice. Just focus on where the money is coming from. The same goes for if you have multiple offers. There are a lot of people, agencies, businesses who have multiple offers, multiple things that they do, right? If you're a graphic designer, you may be designing websites, right? Landing pages, hero banners. You may be designing LinkedIn banners. You may be designing infographics. These are separate offers with separate pricing, with separate processes, separate target audiences. My question to you is always, if you are offering all of this, which one do you focus on for your brand the most? Because you shouldn't kill everything and just focus on one. No, but one should always be primary. And the easy answer to that is what brings in the most money.
Makes sense.
Again, for you is the same thing. And if the local business brings in more money, focus on that and just do whatever you can for the international.
Focus on that. Yeah. But doesn't LinkedIn offer like profiles in multiple languages?
No.
Or something?
I don't think you're not allowed to have multiple profiles on LinkedIn.
That's true. But I saw that you can like have a profile in multiple languages.
Yeah, you can have a profile translation.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's it. And also, by default, LinkedIn posts are translated anyhow now. Like in 2024, everyone got the update. Like underneath every profile, you see the words "see translation," click, auto translate, done. So
fair enough.
But it's like for your target audience, you need to be speaking to them in their language. And I'm not just talking about language. I'm talking about psychological sales language and all of that.
Agreed completely. Like the reason and the classes in Croatian, Serbian, and so on was the audience likes their language.
Exactly. Like the way you would speak to a developer is very different than the way you would speak to a marketer.
Completely agree. Right. Awesome. We're done with the process, Edmund. Thank you so much for being my guest and thank you for helping me help our audience optimize their feeds.
Ne znam za vas, ali zaključak mi je, LinkedIn je tako divan. Mislim, društvena mreža kao svaka druga. Čini se da ako želimo dobro iskustvo na LinkedInu kao jedinoj, valjda normalno i dalje društvenoj mreži trebamo optimizirati svoj feed i tako da to mi se čini da je bilo korisno iz razgovora, ali da, ima dosta sadržaja na LinkedInu koji je apsolutan trash i ono što je dobro, što su i sugovornici rekli, to možete unfollowati, blokati i tako dalje i dati jasan signal LinkedIn algoritmu što želite. Ali dosta o LinkedIn algoritmu, ajmo se nervirati o nečemu drugome, a to je sad tema wannabe feminizma koja je aktualna u Srbiji i u regiji, a o tome će vam pričati Antonija Marin.
Dobrodošli u novu epizodu Netokracijinog podcasta. U ovoj epizodi sa mnom je
Marin.
Radni naslov ove teme po meni je Padaju girl boss feministice u susjedstvu. Za kontekst one koji nisu pratili posljednjih par dana javilo se puno bivših zaposlenika i zaposlenica jednog lifestyle digitalnog magazina koji se zove Wannabe magazin, koji vode dvije žene i koji su zapravo anonimno iznijele svoja strašna iskustva sa mobingom, maltretiranjem, smrzavanjem u uredu, brojanjem listića toaletnog papira koliko smiju koristiti. Horor priče, da, i ja sam se sjetila, trebaju horor priče iz lifestyle medija. Zašto je to odjeknulo? Zato što taj Wannabe magazin vode dvije poduzetnice koje su nominalno prema van bile prave girl boss feministice, zalagale se za, osnaživanje žena, za jednaka prava, vrijednosti, a svoje vlastite zaposlenice su jel smijem reći zlostavljale, navodno zlostavljale, u svakom slučaju nisu ih osnaživale i onda je to taman se treba održati dodjela nagrada za najbolje influencere koje taj Wannabe magazin dodjeljuje svake godine. Nakon što je to izašlo, jedan po jedan, prvo srpski pa onda i hrvatski influenceri su počeli povlačiti svoje nominacije, a neki su se snimili kako dramatično bacaju prošlogodišnju nagradu u smeće.
Ovo je baš onako američki nekak tip slučaja.
Totalno, da, zapravo tih nekih skandala sa otkazivanjem ikona girl boss feminizma se u zadnjih par godina događa zapravo u Americi jedan za drugim, to si dobro primijetio i ovo je prvi takav, čak ne kod nas, nego tek nama u susjedstvu i zato sam ja htjela pričati o tome, jer se ja pitam kad će takav prvi slučaj se dogoditi kod nas, a sigurno hoće, jer to je nekako, moram reći nažalost, sada ispao modus operandi svih tih nekih girl boss feministica, i pa smo došli od obožavanja i da je girl boss bio pozitivan termin, nekako inspiriran i sa Sheryl Sandberg koja je bila CEO Facebooka, isto ima veze sa tech industrijom i ima apsolutno smisla da pričamo u ovom podcastu o tome, i njezinom knjigom ili takozvanim lean in feminizmom koja je poticala žene da se više guraju u tim nekakvim korporativnim okruženjima. S druge strane, kritika tog girl boss feminizma je bila da vrijedi za uspješne, mlade, zgodne, dobrostojeće žene, da zanemaruje sve ostale skupine žena koje su još više obespravljene, budimo realni, i sad sve te razne ikone osnaživanja žena. Prva od njih, Sofia Amoroso, koja je zapravo i napisala knjigu, iskovala taj neki termin girl boss. One su sve bile proglašavane i dobivale nagrade za, ne znam, zalaganja za prava žena, za guranja žena ovo ono, da bi u nekom trenutku ispalo konkretno za Amoroso je izašlo van da je davala otkaze zaposlenicima čim bi ostale trudne.
Ozbiljno, do te mjere.
Da, mislim, to su to lice i naličje. Prema van su sve bile ikone feminizma, a unutra su radile sve ono što protiv čega su se nominalno borile, i to je upravo slučaj i u ovom wannabe slučaju u Srbiji. Znači, te dvije žene su prema van bile baš feministice, a prema unutra, šta kaže, da su zvale zaposlenice u ponoć i očekivale da se jave, da im nisu dale da pale grijanje jer to košta, da troše toaletni papir, prisvajale tuđi kreativni rad, očekivale da se odrađuju privatne obaveze za njih. Znači, prava Miranda Priestley iz Vrag nosi Pradu.
Znači, tu postoji kao neki uzorak, pattern koji se ponavlja.
Da, zato i pričamo o tome, zato ovo je tema, jer ovo nije škandal, kako je to moglo biti, ima nešto više u tome. Vidim da nisi upoznat, pa...
Nisam, neki su mi tu pojmovi novi poput girl boss.
Od girl boss kao nekog pozitivnog termina ti je došlo do girl boss gatekeep gaslight. Za vrijeme pandemije, šta je tek izašlo na vidjelo, puno tih CEO-ica, takozvanih DTC, direct to consumer brandova, to su bili zapravo i startupi koji su dobili investicije poput Glossije, kozmetike, Away, brenda kofera. Ispalo je naravno da su prvom prilikom iskoristili da podijele otkaze, da su očekivale od, ne znam, zaposlenica u trgovinama da rade u nesigurnim uvjetima, ne znam, u svakom slučaju nisu se pobrinule za zaposlenice, a onda još kad je bilo Black Lives Matter tijekom ljeta isto 2020. onda su počele izlaziti van ispovjedi raznih zaposlenica drugih rasa. Te godine je pala i Leandra Medin, modna blogerica i osnivačica magazina The Man Repeller.
Uglavnom, koje ime? The Man Repeller. Dobro.
Molim te, nemoj mi sad tu da objašnjavam The Man Repeller stil oblačenja. Uglavnom sve se svodi na neke deklarativne objave podrške ženama, a iznutra mobing i maltretiranje. Sad, kolegica Anastasija iz Srbije, koja je iz prve ruke pratila stvar i napisala je kolumnu za Netokraciju Srbija, koju ćemo linkati, pročitajte, je snimila kratki svoj komentar na wannabe skandal. Pa poslušajmo.
Pozdrav svima, ja sam Anastasija, koleginica iz Beograda i javljam vam se kako bih predočila situaciju vezanu za mobbing u srpskom wannabe magazinu koja je planula u proteklih nedelju dana. U pitanju je web portal koji postoji 10, možda 12 godina i izdvaja se po tome što je prvi online isključivo online portal namenjen ženama, a to je nešto što bih ja stavila u kategoriju stereotipno ženskih glasila, zato što se ne bavi bitnim pitanjima koje su vezane za feminizam, već se bavi nekim površnim petparačkim pričama kao što su lifestyle, astrologija, moda i tako dalje. Dakle, ono što potpada pod kategoriju ženskih tema, a zapravo na neki način i degradira žene kao čitaoce. Sada, tu imamo i moment u kome dolazi do popularizacije nečega što se zove girl boss feminizam, odnosno popularni feminizam, koji odudara od svega onoga što je ovaj politički pokret u biti, dakle borba za ženska prava, borba za jednakost i tako dalje, već naprotiv stavljanje znaka jednakosti, uspešna žena jednako je feministkinja. Dakle, poslovni uspeh donosi osnaživanje. I to je ono čime ovo glasilo odiše proteklih nekoliko godina. Čak postoje i njihove wannabe awards koje se dodeljuju svake godine, čini mi se u decembru mesecu. I one su namenjene influencerkama koje su postigle u različitim kategorijama uspeh koji se meri metrikama kao što su broj pratilaca i tako dalje. Sada, šta se desilo? Već godinama kruže priče u kuloarima da su direktorice wannabe magazine zapravo prilično loši šefovi, odnosno da vrše mobing nad svojim zaposlenima, što posebno težinu daje što su u pitanju dve žene koje vrše nasilje nad radnicama, odnosno nad drugim ženama koje pretežno čine redakciju wannabe magazina. Međutim, govorilo se o tome da zaposlene imaju strah da puste glas i da javno progovore na tu temu. I zaista i sada kada je isplivao ceo taj skandal, niko nije imenom i prezimenom potpisao te optužbe, zato što postoji taj strah da će biti diskreditovane, da će im biti onemogućena dalje zaposlenje, karijerni napredak i tako dalje. I ono što bih ja zaokružila u celoj ovoj priči jeste da je taj mobbing isplivao iz senke tog lažnog feminizma koji cela ta redakcija propagira i na neki način je opisao celu tu ideju girl boss feminizma koja je lažna i koja predstavlja samo feminizam sa jednim velikim mali. Dakle, jednakost ako si uspešan, ako si bogat, onda možeš da se uklopiš u te strukture koje su dominantne, ali ukoliko si podređen i ukoliko si u ovom slučaju zaposlenica u toj redakciji, ti ta prava nemaš.
Ja ću reći samo, evo, završit ću, mislim, ne želim se više ponavljati, da ok je to što su domaće influencerice brže bolje se povukli iz natjecanja, bilo bi stvarno grozno da su ostale, ali s druge strane mislim da je to demonstrativno bacanje nagrada u smeće, isto nekakav deklarativni feminizam. Ok, influencerice ne mogu znati kakvi su negdje uvjeti rada, niti pri prihvaćanju neke suradnje ili nominacije za nagradu. Mogu ispitivati, dubinski tko stoji iza toga i da li pošteno plaća i tretira zaposlenike. Međutim, sve nekako ispada po meni prazno i licemjerno, zato što mnogi influenceri u principu upražnjavaju takozvani umiveni aktivizam. To znači zalaganje za nekakve općenite poruke, a rijetko kad neke konkretne akcije i konkretni aktivizam, jer naravno to bi odbilo oglašivače. I evo ja moram priznati moj iskreni, zašto dosta influencerskog angažmana smatram licemjernim, zato što u principu često nisu dosljedne. Moj primjer je jedna sustainable veganska influencerica koju pratim, ja sam opala na guzicu, odjednom ona ima kampanju u suradnji sa Volkswagenom. A ti si odmah spomenuo horor priče.
Šta bi drugo bilo nego teški horor.
Da, to te je podsjetilo na horor pričaju i kako je nas inspiriralo za horor priče da možemo javno izbaciti neki prljavi veš iz tek firmi o kojima slušamo. Meni se čini da su i neki domaći lifestyle mediji koji su pisali ovih dana o ovom skandalu u Wannabe magazinu. Mislim da je nekima onako bila knedla u grlu. Ja tu pišem kako maltretiraju drugim lifestyle medijima zaposlenike i evo moram spomenuti da je na lifestyle portalu Super 1 u kolumni koja se osvrće na ovaj skandal zapravo kolegica objavila iskustvo iz jednog domaćeg lifestyle medija, ali naravno anonimno, koje otprilike zvuči kao jedna od naših horor priča. I kaže, bilo je dana kad bi me nadređeni nazivali u noćne sate, izvan radnog vremena i pod utjecajem alkohola. Sve samo kako bi iznosili kritike koje nisu bile povezane s mojim radom, već s mojim karakterom. Nerijetko su i ostale djevojke morale obavljati zadatke koji su nadilazili poslovne obaveze i ulazili u sferu privatnih potreba nadređenih. Sve je kulminiralo tijekom intenzivnih razdoblja poput blagdana kad su očekivanja bila maksimalna. Tad je pritisak znao biti toliko velik da su mnogi iz kolektiva nerijetko svoje dane završavali u suzama.
Meni je fascinantno da te još da takve stvari postoje, jer dobro, meni je Netokracija prvo radno mjesto. Ja nisam imao prilike toliko čuti od drugih nekih bližih ljudi da su imali takva iskustva i onda ti stvarno šok bude, aha, i to postoji. Neko takve stvari proživljava, neko tako radi dok ne pukne ili da otkaz ili šta već. Tako da sam fasciniran.
Jel te zanima koja je bila moja prva pomisao na milisekundu kad sam čitala neke od tih iskustava i kao joj, očekivalo se da ne znam, ostajemo dulje na poslu da radimo vikendom, a je onak, zar nismo tako svi kao početnici? Onak, a nešti mimoza, ok, naravno stvari su strašne, ne znam, mene fascinira to isključivanje grijanja.
Da.
Jer to je baš maltret, to je iživljavanje. Ali definitivno sam onda nakon te milisekunde sam mislila ne želim biti jedna od onih, ako su nas maltretirali, zašto ne bi i danas, super mi je, nek se svi bune, nek izađe sve na vidjelo, s tim da recimo konkretno u tim lifestyle medijima i mi smo čuli neke horor priče o nekim neplaćenim honorarima zato što posao nije odrađen sa sjajem u oku.
Dobro.
Ali kod nas je još to sve javna tajna i ja bi završila ovu temu sa rečenicom da čekam neki sličan skandal kad će biti kod nas. Ne u smislu da jedva čekam, nego da samo čekam
kad će isplivati.
Jer znam da toga ima.
Da. A mi smo tu da pišemo horor priče. Zapravo da ljudi izbace kosture iz ormara, kako volimo reći. Evo, dobro, završili jesmo sa ovom horor pričom, ali ćemo kroz moj flop nastaviti sa jednom još horor pričom, a to je da je Mark Zuckerberg izbacio pjesmu.
Ok, nisam znala.
Nisi znala. Napravio je suradnju s pjevačem T-Painom i oni su obradili pjesmu od Lil Jona Get Low. I ovu inače repersku pjesmu su obradili jako usporeno i još su bacili akustičnu gitaru i ima je na Spotify ako želiš uživati. Naravno nije remek dijelo, puno je tu autotuna, malo je reći zapravo puno. I on je tu pjesmu posvetio svojoj supruzi.
Kako romantično.
Da, koju je, konkretno tu pjesmu je posvetio zato što je nju upoznao dok je ta pjesma svirala na sveučilišnom partiju nekom. I eto, onda ništa ne govori romantika kao jedan tekst iz pjesme Till the sweat drop down my balls. Eto, to je Zuckerberg otpjevao s jednim jakim autotunom.
Definitivno.
Čovjek bi rekao, ovo je tekst za 1. april kojeg mi objavljujemo redovito, ali ne, ovo je stvarno postoji, odite na Spotify, uživajte.
Poslušat ću i da, ukrao nam je vijest za 1. april. Moj flop je malo ozbiljniji, a to je da sam naletila na činjenicu da modni brand Mango u nas tehnološki nije modno, vjeruj mi.
Ok, to mi je drago.
Znači, modni brand Mango na svom web shopu u predstavljanju odjeće i editorijalima koristi AI modele.
Dobro.
Znači, nepostojeće
to su neke stvari koje smo već prije čak i spominjali.
Znaš šta, ja sam očekivala AI generated slike u čijem stvaranju je sudjelovao AI. Nisam očekivala doslovno AI figure.
I baš je očito da su...
Nije očito, ali vjerojatno prema regulaciji moraju označiti, onda piše sitno na slikama. Na ovim slikama je, kao model na ovim slikama je generirano s pomoću umjetne inteligencije. To im nije prvi put. U prošloj kampanji su također koristili AI modele. Međutim, tad su postojale još neke nespretnosti, jako dugačke ruke, nekakve poze koje čovjek ne bi mogao zauzeti, prema kojima se moglo pažljivim promatranjem to skužiti, ali ovo je sad izuzetno dobro. Stvarno djeluje vrlo realistično. Ono što je pitanje je kako sad ti AI modeli utječu na nekakvu percepciju o standardima izgleda koje sad to stvarni ljudi ne mogu ispuniti, stvarne djevojke.
Sad smo tek korak do savršenosti ili smo već ušli.
Treba reći da Mango nije jedini. AI modele vidjela sam su korišteni i u kampanji za modni brand Victoria Beckham. Međutim, tamo je nekakav art direction i cijeli smjer je takav da je očito da to nisu pravi ljudi. Ni ne pokušava slika biti realistična.
Ne znam, hoće to biti kao neki novi trend u tom svijetu, kao idemo koristiti AI modele. Je li to nešto kratkotrajno, dugotrajno?
Pa mislim, trend ili ne trend štedi novce. Ne moraš platiti modela, vizažista, frizera, studio, fotografa, organizirati snimanje, produkciju i takve jednostavno štedi.
Ok, znači potražnja za modelima bi mogla padati. Pa moj top je čisto onako moja fascinacija, što nisam mogao vjerovati da je to naslov. Japanski inženjeri napravili su drveni satelit kojeg će lansirati u svemir.
Ok, reci mi više.
Lansirat će ga u ljeto 2025. i zove se Lignosat. Valjda dobro izgovaram, ne znam, bi trebala biti neka japanska riječ, ali to bi zapravo trebao biti savršeni materijal u jednu ruku u svemiru, zato što ne može se zapaliti, ne može trunut, ne može ga ništa pojest.
Kako misliš drvo ne može trunut?
Nema vlage u svemiru.
Ja razmišljam o zemlji.
Ne, on je u svemiru. To je svemirski satelit napravljen od drva.
Da. Upravo i htjela sam ti reći, pa crvi jedu drvo.
To u svemiru je ovo je valjda najmoćniji element koji možeš pronaći, ali poanta je da je to jedan održivi tip satelita, ajmo tako reći, zato što onda kada bi on padao na zemlju, onda će on izgorjeti i neće ostavljati zagađenje kao što bi to napravili metalni sateliti koji kada se rastope od tih jakih temperatura, onda svakakve čestice idu po atmosferi i padaju dolje.
Super
iako se dugo zadržavaju. I prvo ti je fascinantno kako ćeš lansirati
drveni satelit.
Ali eto, očito postoji način i postoji specifično drvo koje bi to moglo izdržati.
Ja mislim da ako igdje to bi u Japanu mogli napraviti.
Pa da, dig drugdje. Očekujem neki vrlo zen dizajn.
A slušaj moj top. Moj top je ostvarenje predviđanja iz prošle epizode. Da ćemo u sljedeće 4 godine ili ovisno koliko će prijateljstvo potrajati, puno pričati o Elonu Musku i Donaldu Trumpu.
Idući 4 godine će biti.
Zavisi koliko će prijateljstvo potrajati, jer već neki ljudi prognoziraju da će to biti spektakl koji ćemo pratiti javno na društvenim mrežama kad prijateljstvo pukne, a obojica su vrlo ovako, rekla bi, kapriciozne ličnosti.
Odlična riječ.
Moj top je da je Stephen King je Elona Muska posprdno nazvao prvom damom.
Dobro.
Na X-u je napisao da je Elon Musk first lady, je u smislu da je priljepak Trumpu, i Elon Musk na to izbacio s Twittera.
To je ta sloboda govora o kojoj je Elon Musk govorio na početku kupovine Twittera.
Nema više komentara. Savršen kraj epizode.
Savršen kraj epizode. Da, baš je. Bravo, Elon.
To je ta sloboda govora. Savršen kraj epizode. Slušajte nas i sljedeći tjedan kad opet komentiramo aktualna događanja u tehnološkoj industriji. Hvala Jani koja nas snima, Infobipu na prostoru, Milošu na montaži. Pratite nas gdje god već gledate podcaste, obavezno na YouTube-u. Lajkajte, komentirajte i subscribeajte se.
Do idućeg tjedna.
Pozdrav.